Hello, my dear friends. I'm so happy to be with you once again on Voice of Hope with Pastor Isaac Apple. Today and for the rest of this week, I want to begin a brand new series, a series based on the life of Naaman, one of the most inspiring, stories in the Old Testament. We have heard of the story of Naaman several times. Naaman was a mighty warrior in the land of Syria. And unfortunately, Naaman had a problem, and the problem was that Naaman was suffering from leprosy. We know what happened. Naaman got healed when he finally went to seek the help of Elisha, the prophet of God, and dipped 7 times in the Jordan River. What lessons can we learn from this wonderful story? So throughout the week, I'm going to share with you 5 lessons. Each day, we're going to look at one lesson, a lesson that will help you and I to live for Christ as well. The first lesson we want to look at has been entitled, Don't Pay Evil for Evil. According to 2 Kings chapter 5, reading from verses 1 to 5, the Bible says, Naaman, commander of the army of the king of Syria, was a great man with his master in high favor, because by him the Lord had given him victory to Syria. He was a mighty man of valor, but he was a leper. Now the Syrians on one of their raids had carried off a little girl from the land of Israel, and she worked in the service of Naaman's wife. She said to her mistress, Would that my lord with the prophet who is in Samaria, he would cure him of his leprosy. So Naaman went and told his lord. Thus he spoke the little girl from the land of Israel. And the king of Syria said, Go now, and I will send a letter to the king of Israel. This is an amazing account. This basically sums the entire story of Naaman and how he got healed. But let me ask you this question. How would you feel as a young person that one day, living with your parents in your house, one day a group of rebels led by a powerful rebel leader storms your village, burns every house down, kills your father and your mother, and take you as a slave to their land? And how would you even feel if finally when you got to the land of these rebels, you realized that you were going to work as a housemaid in the house of the rebel leader? Are you going to be able to serve this wicked rebel leader with all your heart? Would you be able to even love this rebel leader, knowing that he has killed your parents and that all your life's dreams has come to an end because you are now a slave? This would be a difficult thing by all standards. I know if you find yourself in a situation, probably you would wish the death of this rebel leader. Probably if you have the opportunity, you would escape. Or maybe if you have the opportunity, working now as house help in the house of this rebel leader who took you by force from your parents and destroyed your entire community, you probably may put poison in his food so that he will die. But that is not what happened in the case of the story of Naaman. The Bible makes us understand in the verse that we just read, 2 Kings 5 verse 1 to 5, that Naaman in one of his raids captured a little girl from Israel and made this girl a house help in his own house. This girl had dreams. She had plans. She was going to grow up to be somebody's beautiful wife. She was going to grow up to fulfill wonderful dreams. She had plans, but everything was cut short because this rebel leader thought that she would be a good house help. He took her by force out of her will and sent her to Syria. But guess what? When this girl had the opportunity to repay the evil that Naaman had done to her, this girl did something wonderful. According to 2 Kings chapter 5, verse 1 to 5, the Bible says, when this little girl discovered Naaman had leprosy, she wasn't happy. Neither did she say, May God rebuke you for your wicked thing you have done to me. If it was some of us, we will say, it is because of your wickedness, that is why you are dying of leprosy. But this girl went to her madam and said, "Madam, if only my master would go to Samaria, there is a prophet." My dear friends, people are people. They can hurt us just as we do hurt other people. We can step on somebody's toe anytime, and people do that to us at all times. But as Christians, we have been commanded in Romans chapter 12 verse 17 that we must never pay evil for evil. We have been told to love. It is something that should come out of us. The first lesson we can draw from this life, from the life of this man Naaman, it's not necessarily come from Naaman, but from his household. How she was able to pay evil with good, despite the fact that she had been treated in a bad way. Today, why don't you let go of that thing that person has done to you? Why don't you let go of that hurt that your wife or your husband, has meant to you? Why don't you today decide that I am not going to pay evil for evil, but I'm going to be a Christian. I'm going to represent Christ. And for all that this person has done to me, I am going to show love. Because as a child of God, the only thing that can come from my heart is love, not wickedness. Be like that little girl, and God will bless you. Have a wonderful day. Shalom.